Being as this is my first attempt at a major recording performance, I don't know how my voice is going to sound, so you'll just have to cue me in your possibly future existent communication with me as to what I sound like. Well, what the hell's been going on back there? Right now I'm sitting on a bunker up on a battalion hill, just looking out over our area. Same world of shit. I can see in the distance a hill that we're going to be moving to here in a few days. Lately, I can't begin to describe to you all the shit that's been flying around over here. My platoon was guarding this bridge 5 nights ago now, down below the hill. Charles has been wanting to hit it for a long time. And we knew they had been building up in the villas around the area here, because every time I've taken out a patrol lately, we get ambushed. The morning of 5 days ago, I took a patrol out on the other side of the river, where all this activity's been building up. And we moved on pretty good. We could tell the people were moving out of the rice paddies, moving their houses, getting their bomb shelters, so we knew pretty sure we were going to get hit by something. Charles got a pretty good communication set up. A lot of people help him out when they see us coming on a patrol. They pass the word along so he can set up an ambush or something for us. But we also know he's setting up by the way the people act. So we stopped in a pretty wooded area. We thought we were okay, and we started talking to one of my squad leaders, and a couple shots rang out. He got shot through the shoulder. We never did find a sniper, but we knew he was around. We searched for him for a long time. And we came back in. Well, that was in the morning. The afternoon, oh hell, man. We got problems around here too with a lot of brass being around, and our regimental commander, full colonel, drove across the bridge in the afternoon, and one of my sentries didn't salute him. Even though we're in a war zone, we still got to play some of this penny bull crap. So he didn't salute us, so I got my ass chewed out later on by my company commander for one of my men not saluting a colonel, which is just the way the military is. But when you got all this other crap piling on your head, sometimes it really gets you down. You just don't even want to mess around with that type of stuff. But that night, it was really dark, no moon, some wind. It was about 2 in the morning. I hadn't slept yet. I can't sleep over here, especially when we're guarding something like this bridge. We hadn't taken any sniper fire that night, which was kind of unusual. Generally, we take a few rounds. About 2:15, I heard a grenade go off. So I stepped outside my bunker, which is on one end of the bridge, and I yelled across the other side where the sound came from. I asked him if that was outgoing or incoming. And I got this yell back that it was outgoing. So I went across the bridge. I always take a couple grenades with me. I always carry my 45. And went across the other side and went up to one of the bunkers where a man was sitting on top of the bunker who was on guard duty in that bunker, and I asked him what had happened. He said he'd heard something out in our wire, and he'd thrown a grenade. Well, that's our standard policy. When we hear something out in the brush or in our wire or anywhere around, we always throw a hand grenade so you don't fire your weapon, because the muzzle flash, your weapon will give you away. You throw a grenade, they can't tell where you are. So I told him that he would stay alert, and that was a good job, and if he heard anything else, throw another grenade and let me know, and we'd get some illumination out. Well, I no sooner got back to my bunker, I walked across the bridge, threw a hand grenade in the water. We always keep throwing grenades in the water all night long in case any dude tries to swim down the river and plan a charge under the pilings. I just got back inside my bunker and all hell broke loose. Mortars started falling on us, rockets started dropping in on us, rifle grenades, hand grenades, and heavy automatic weapons fire. I ran outside my bunker so I could get a good view. I had my radio man just inside the bunker so I could talk to him and communicate with the company up on the hill. They were hitting us from all four sides. It looked like a 4th of July affair, except there wasn't any fun involved. Men were getting killed and hit all around. It cut in through a wire and just sat there. These men they call sappers. They're just fanatical, hardcore VC. All they wear is shorts. They don't care whether they live or die. They're just like the Japanese in World War II. They come right in through their own mortar and weapons fire and drop hand grenades in your bunkers. They get the men when they're down, trying to take some cover from the fire. The only way you can protect against them is to keep your men up, despite what all this crap that's coming in on you, and keep firing back. Well, they overran 2 of my bunkers, including the bunker where I'd gone out and talked to the man, killed that man, killed another man in the bunker, and wounded the 3rd man in the bunker. The other bunker, none of the men were killed. It was a miracle one of them was wounded by a hand grenade. That was the only 2 places where Charlie got in. I brought men out from the other side. We drove them out. I don't know how many of them we killed. They all dragged their bodies out. That's one thing about Charlie. You never know really how many of them you get, because they'll go to any extent to drag the bodies off to keep us from knowing how many we've got. So, by the time we got 81 millimeter illumination on target over our bridge, Charles had pretty well gone. By then we were only taking weapons fire coming in to keep us from chasing them. We went around and started essaying what the hell the damage was. Right then I had 2 dead men, 1 man seriously wounded who later died, and I had about 15 wounded men. So we had our hands full just taking care of the dead and wounded and trying to repair our positions. It was a bad night, there's no 2 ways about it. Next day we had a lot of brass came down, took a look at the bridge. We got a pat on our back for keeping them from blowing it. Sometimes it really hurts, sometimes it makes you think, what the hell's worth it, man? A lot of men died. That goddamn bridge better be important to somebody. They say it is. Some of my troopers just walked by, so I quit recording. See, where was I? Well, anyway, we got the area all squared away the next day. Another platoon came down and relieved my platoon. We were pretty shot up to begin with, but number 2, we were due to be relieved that day anyway. Almost made it out of there. 1 more day and we would have got out okay. Well, back up in this hill right now. We're due to move from this hill here in about 11 days. Move out to a new area. It's supposed to be a lot more pacified in our area. This area around here is really getting bad because we've been pulling our troops out, and as soon as we start pulling our troops out, Charles will start coming in. New area is right in the rocket belt where they fired the rockets at Da Nang. Our main mission out there will be to patrol and secure the area and keep those bastards from coming in there again and letting Da Nang have it. It's not too far from the area I was out for a weekend, and so I had a good view of the rocket attack that night. I was guarding the bridge then, like I told you before. I couldn't leave to do anything about it. Next morning I took a patrol out and we found 4 of the rockets out there and a lot of blood, so we got a lot of them. But Da Nang sure took it in the shorts. But anyway, that'll be our job to keep that from happening again. We'll also be going on a lot of operations out there up into these valleys around where Charles infiltrates from the north down. One of these valleys, the valley we were up in about a week and a half ago. The valley's just full of leeches. You have never had an experience until you've had a leech on you. Man, they'll squeeze in through everything, through your eyelets and your boots. We had a man in our last operation get one inside of his pecker, if you can believe that. The guy, he was just in absolute agony. They had to medevac the man in the middle of the night. So needless to say, we were all pouring mosquito repellent, bug repellent, which keeps the leeches away all around the vital organs. Even though it burned like hell, it was better than having one of those goddamn leeches get up there and do a job. I like going to the operations a lot better because when we're out there, we're away from all these villas around here and away from the local people. We know we can kill everything in sight. Around here, we've got a hell of a lot of restrictions on us on what we can do and what we can't do. Like every time you want to call an 81 fire or artillery fire, you've got to get it okay by about 20 different channels. So make sure you don't kill innocent civilians. And the innocent civilians, 90% of the time, are shooting back at you anyway, killing your men. So we've got restrictions on that. We've got restrictions on who we can shoot at. A man has to have a weapon in his hand. Even though if you see a 25-year-old dude bopping across a rice paddy and takes off running from you, you can't shoot at him. But generally, we try to invent some kind of an excuse for killing him anyway. Sometimes it's really frustrating. The little kids over here are a real hope for the future, and we really try and work with them. The Marines are pretty damn good to them. We give them a lot of medical treatment. We're trying to give them educational treatment as much as the military can give them. We're always giving them food and little things like that, trying to make friends with them. A lot of the Marines have made real good friends with these kids, and kids walk around wearing Marine covers and things of this nature. A lot of them are really good, and in the kids I think our hope lies. The older people are too damn ignorant, too scared, too poverty-stricken to really swing over to us right now. It's going to take a few years. They've got to keep pulling these people into hamlets, these fortified hamlets, and we put the popular forces around to protect them. We can do this, we can keep Charles away from him. Charles can't get in there and indoctrinate him. Generally, what we're doing now is we're forming combined action units. We keep about 12 Marines in a village, and they work with the popular forces people and keep the popular forces troops from running off when a firefight starts. And we've been having real good results with this, and the people are becoming very strongly anti-communist in these areas because, damn it, they don't want anything to do with the communists. Most of the time, if they can possibly avoid it, generally they're just scared and frightened into cooperating with them. The communists, Charles just taxes the hell out of them, takes the rice, comes in and takes all the eligible men that are left around, the young boys from 13 and 14 up, and if he needs some, he just takes it from them. So despite all the problems they've got with their own government over here, Charles hurts them a lot worse. And mainly the way he gets any cooperation out of them is just by scaring the hell out of them, because if they don't cooperate with him, they'll kill a village chief and everybody on down by some of the most horrible tortures you can imagine. 2 days ago, I had another bad experience. I was sitting up here in the hill and heard an engineer got shot. They were out there leveling off. We got some bulldozers out here. They're leveling off hills. Hell, man, if we don't like something out here or something's in our way or something, we just call the CBs in and or the engineers in, and we just level the whole damn thing off. Good old American ingenuity. One of the engineers was getting some water from a water bag and got shot through the stomach. So I had 4 men out there that were acting as security on this hill overlooking a little footbridge. So I jumped in the Jeep and went out with the corpsman. And my men were still out there. They were okay, but they decided to send out another squad of my men to have them go out and check and see if they could find a damn sniper. Well, that's about as much fun shoveling shit in a rainstorm, let me tell you that, because you can't see any of those dudes out there. We have to come off of the top of a hill. That dude can pick any of us off, and some of these dudes over here have got sniper scopes on their weapons. So we start going off the top of the hill. I had 16 men with me, a squad, plus a 3-man gun team. Gun team's a machine gun team. We moved on off the hill across this little footbridge, and we're moving out around a wire, and we're moving down a tree line. Moved down a tree line, my .3 men, make it up this little rise, all right, and all of a sudden there's a big explosion. The fourth man back tripped a 60-millimeter mortar round that was rigged up like a landmine. Well, needless to say, it just blew the hell out of his legs and wounded a man that was about 20 meters behind him, slightly in the arm and in the neck and in the legs a little bit. Not bad, just a few minor fragments. He could walk out, but the man who stepped on the mortar round, by some stroke of, I don't know, whatever gods there be, didn't lose his leg, but it was just the most horrible mess you can imagine. I understand he's going to keep his leg too, because it didn't take too much of the bone away. But I put a compress on that man that was about 8 by 6 inches, and let me tell you, that only covered a half of that man's trunk of his leg that was gone. Of course, he had shrapnel all through the rest of his body too, pretty bad. You know, damn it, the man's he's gonna live, he's gonna keep his leg, but sometimes you just wonder, it's just a miracle when something like that happens. You see some of these men that just get so chewed up, it's just, it makes you sick to your stomach the first time you see it. After that, you just shrug it off. You know, you don't let it affect you. You can't let it affect you. I had one of the men that got killed that night on the bridge. We got hit by the big attack. He took a direct hit from a mortar round right in his stomach. And let me tell you, we were burying that man for 2 days. He was all over the place. I guess maybe I'm just kind of dwelling on this topic right now, these things, because I'm a little bit depressed. I guess it's normal. Everybody gets it over here. I've seen too many good men catch it lately. Too many bloody bodies. Right, lately we just haven't been killing enough patrols. We killed 3 of them the other night in an ambush. But we got a lot more to go before we, in my book, we ever get ahead. One Marine's not worth 1,000. These goddamn bastards out here. But we're working on it, and he's hurting bad. Every time he goes someplace or moves someplace, we're spotting him. We got artillery on him. We got air on him. That's one beautiful thing. The air gets on him before he even knows it. That jet's 500 yards beyond him before he even hears the sound of the jet. And then that napalm is right on his head. And let me tell you, he's scared to death of that napalm. As far as my own self, I'm feeling good. When we're up here in the hill, we get hot food, which is really great. We got a great mess sergeant. And let me tell you, some of the meals he puts out are just about as good as at home. At least they taste that way. We get mashed potatoes and real meat. Sometimes we get vegetables, bread and butter. And best of all, we've got a cold milk machine up here. We get ice cold milk. Every once in a while we get ice cream. And man, I'll tell you, that just makes your whole day when you get something like that. And in the mornings we can get fried eggs. Of course, we're on the field. Number one, we're lucky if we have time to eat. I don't know how much of my last you got. But anyway, I was just describing our mess hall. It's really good. We get good chow out of it when we're up here. We can get hot food. Maybe get ice cream once in a while. There's fried eggs in the morning, and we even get bacon. And they got a toaster up there we can put toast into. Man, that's just fantastic. Ice cold milk, just can't beat it. Makes your whole day. Almost makes chasing Charles seem worth it. And we got a refrigerator up there at the club. Well, we call our clubs mess hall and club for the officers and the staff enlisted men. And we can get ice cold beer up there. God damn, that's just fantastic. When you got time, you can go up there and grab a couple ice cold beers. Generally, you go out on patrol at night or something like that, or you got all 3 of your squads out in squad-sized patrols, so you have to be up around the communications bunker so you can find out what the hell is going on in case one of them gets jumped or gets shot to beat hell. And you have to take a reaction force to get out there and pull them out. Not only that, you're just worried about what in the hell is going on in your men anyway. You're kind of like a father-mother combination over here to these men. And most of them, 17, 18, 19 years old, haven't been over here too long. A lot of them are still are real scared. You can't blame them. They're sent into worlds of shit so often. They see so many of their buddies get it. I mean, I say they're scared, but they're good fighters too. They hate these bastards. They hate them with a passion. As a matter of fact, we have real trouble holding them back a lot of times. When you want to take prisoners, you got to be standing there right on the spot. You have to give them direct orders. You almost have to take the weapons away from them to make sure they take prisoners. They just don't want to do it. They won't do it. But this fighting Marine over here is a good man. You just see him go and go and go. I've seen him go 24 hours without water, without food, in 120-degree weather, carrying 50 pounds on his back, hacking his way with a machete through jungle that was so thick that you couldn't move 1 foot either way without becoming completely tied up in these vines and briars. They got briar bushes over here that grow thick in these jungles that just cut your arms to shreds. Hacking away with machetes up a 45-degree mountain slope and just keep going and going and going. Sure, they bitch. It's normal for men to bitch about it. They complain. But they just keep going. And when they got to fight, they fight, and they fight well. It just, sometimes it's brought tears to my eyes to see where these men just can be pushed so far and keep taking it. If we had a few more leaders who had a little bit more knowledge about the type of enemy we're fighting, the type of war we should be fighting, I think we could be doing one hell of a lot better job over here than what we're doing, even though I think we're still winning the war. Some of our senior officers, majors and above, are still fighting the Korean War, and they haven't learned the type of war we're fighting over here, even though they've been over here for months. Goddamn, we still go out with tanks and Amtraks, making all kinds of goddamn noise. They do all sorts of stupid things, which I could just go right down the list. They think that letting grass grow around your wire is smart because it hides your wire. Well, that's the most goddamn stupid asinine thing in the fucking world. Because all it does is hide Charlie when he sneaks up in your wire, cuts through your wire, and comes through. That's my pet peeve right now, because I told my skipper about that down on the bridge. We had the same problem down there, and that was the answer he gave me. He liked the grass around the wire because it hid it. Yeah, that's a big problem we've got. Two more of my troopers just walked by, so I can shut it off again. A couple colored boys. Let me tell you about these colored boys over here. They're damn good. They just give it everything they've got. It seems like some of them almost feel like they've got something to prove. Maybe they feel they do. But I just wish those rioters back home could see what a damn fine job these colored boys are doing for us over here. Maybe they'd think twice about all the hell they're raising back home. I tell you, these Negro boys over here are sick of what's going on at home. Maybe that's what we ought to do, is take these Negro Marines from over here and send them back to Detroit and places like that. They'd put down those riots pretty fast. I was harping on some of the leadership over here in this war so far. Well, I think we'll start phasing those men out because younger officers, like myself, not too long out of basic school, we've been studying the new tactics and the way we're supposed to be fighting Charlie over here. And I'm pretty sure that in the next year or two, our ideas will be prevailing pretty much. And we'll quit using some of these old French-style tactics, which too often come out, and start just getting out there and fighting Charles purely on his own terms as much as possible. Progress is definitely being made, though. I don't want to make it sound like it's not being made in that direction, but sometimes when you hear or see a senior officer do something which you know is just absolutely wrong, and you've got no choice but to blindly obey what he tells you to do, it just turns your stomach over inside. I received a lot of letters from Kathy. She's really been good about writing, which is a lot more than I can say about other people who I know. She tells me life's been pretty swinging here in San Diego. She says that she sees you, John, and you, Ray, quite a bit. So I imagine you've been making the rounds. Hell, you'll have to let me know what the women's status is there in town now. Hey, by the way, why don't you send me that one girl's address. You know, I told you about, I think her name was Donna Taylor or something like that. And make sure you tell Kathy hello for me too, boy. She's really a good gal. Been getting some pretty good correspondence from my folks. We received a package from my mom. Got some magazines, some foodstuffs and things like that. Boy, sometimes you just get such a craving over here for candy and sugar. I guess it's just because we're burning up a lot of energy. And it just almost drives you insane. You just eat raw sugar out of our sea ration deals just to give you energy. Let me tell you, sea rations aren't bad, but after a while, you just can't, especially this hot weather, some of the foods you eat, like the beans and the peanut butter and the crackers and stuff like this in the hot weather really gets to you. In some respects, the heat doesn't bother me anymore at all. It's just a matter of getting acclimated to it. When you go out on a operation or patrol and you got to wear your flak jacket and your helmet and your rifle and you're loaded down with ammunition, the heat does start bothering you after a while because you're sweating so much and you got to keep taking salt pills, at least a couple every hour. You're just drinking water like crazy. Sometimes you sweat so bad your map is just covered with sweat, your eyes are covered with sweat, you got to keep reading your map, trying to read your compass. It makes a few problems. But it's something you learn to live with, and actually after a while you get so you don't even really notice it. You just kind of learn to live with the hardship. And let me tell you, when we go on patrols and things like this, we call our Marines, the privates and PFCs and Lance Corporals, we call them snuffies. And I look more like a snuffy than they do, boy. I carry an M16, loaded, I carry a couple bandoliers of ammunition around me, carry grenades on my belt. They even think if I stick in a comic book in my back pocket, you won't believe it. You see Marines all over the place reading comic books. And the comic books they read are no less war comic books. It seems like they come out with a new generation of war comic books. Sergeant Rock and Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos and I don't know, and horror comic books also. War comic books and horror comic books are their favorites. You'll see them, they trade, just like little kids over here. They'll trade comic books. They hoard them up. They write home for them. You see them everywhere, walking around reading comic books. Maybe it's like an escape mechanism for them. Well, for a lot of them, it's their reading level, but at any rate, it's really funny to see it. But the funny thing is, you see a hell of a lot of officers over here reading them too. They claim to get some of their best tactical ideas from Sergeant Rock and his Howling Commandos. Most of the time, I spend any free time I have over here, I just try and write letters. To write about everybody I can imagine, everybody I can think of. I always enjoy getting the feminine letters, and so if you bastards will get off the stick and send me that one gal's address, I'll write her a letter also. All I remember is she was a Pi Phi State, and she's a junior. I think Ray, you know her, or remember who she was that day I was talking to her on the beach. Got a letter from Clay Wessling yesterday. Sent me some sports clippings about the Chargers. That's something I wouldn't mind getting, any sports clippings about things that are going on in town. My dad sends me some of that stuff, but he can't send it all. I'd like to find out how the old Chargers are doing, especially against the NFL. How the hell is Scotty doing anyway? I bet you that little bugger is really getting big. I'm going to try and get him one of these Vietnamese hats over here, that the Rangers wear. The Rangers are pretty good troops. They're kind of like a bush hat. They won't let us wear them. At least our regimental commander one. I'll try and send him one of those hats so he can wear it around. At least keep the sun off his head when he's down at the beach. I'm going to send you, John, a check for $150 here the first of next month. I haven't been able to get any checks out of dispersing since I've been over it. All the records are all messed up and in transit and all that other stuff. So I'm going to send you $150, and I appreciate you investing it for me in the best manner possible, using your shrewd business-like mind and coming up with a wise investment for me. I'll try and send you about $150 a month. How's about letting me know the best way you want that the check made out to you? It'll be a regular government check. What I'll probably do is make it payable to you for my account, unless I hear otherwise from you. The rest of the money I just get a bank, and the bank over here we get a 10% interest on it, so I'll just hold that around here. If anything should happen to me, I want you to make sure that the money that you invest for me, the stock, gets to my mom. That's where I'd like it to go. Not counting on anything happening, but things are kind of a day-by-day affair over here. You just really don't know what's going on. Maybe I'll get a... You almost get the point sometimes you say, well, hell. Like I was saying, I had to stop again. It almost gets the point sometimes, well, hell, you wouldn't mind picking up a little fragmentation or something. Be sent to the rear and soak up a little rest and everything. I don't feel that way. A lot of the men do. Maybe later on I will. I'm supposed to get 150 nurses back in Da Nang, in the hospital back here, so everybody's been pulling for a slight wound to get sent to the rear with the gear for a few days and be able to check out the babies. You get back to Da Nang, it's not bad at all. You got almost like a regular American city set up back there. Now, nice clubs for the men. You got a huge PX, everything imaginable you could need, record players, even televisions. They have a television station set up over here for armed forces, and it broadcasts certain times. Rest of the time it just plays music. They show old movies and everything else back from the States. So in a lot of the areas that are pretty secure, we have television set up and the men can listen to TV, which is one hell of a deal, actually. And you get movies in a lot of the areas. Most of the men can never see them. The shame is the men that should see them, the men that really need the relaxation, such as USO shows and everything else, never get to see that crap because they're the frontline troops. That's the grunts. That's what we are. That's what I am, just a grunt. We're all out. They're out patrolling, and setting up ambushes and on the go all the time. They never really get a chance to rest. So the men that should be seeing these things and doing these things really don't get a chance to. But that's the way it is in any war. I'm sure it's the rear-end pogues that always get the USO shows, get the Red Cross gals and everything else. I still haven't seen Sigler yet. He's not stationed far from Da Nang. I'm hoping I can get in there one night, have kind of like one night's R&R in Da Nang, be able to hit the officers club in there and maybe arrange to see Sigler in there the same night. Thing is, you never know what you do from one minute to the next over here, so it's hard to plan. We might have to go out in a reactionary force, or sometimes they have what they call a bald eagle. Our company will be on bald eagle, and if some other company, some other place gets hit bad or something like that, our whole company is helicoptered out immediately, and we drop in to help them out. That's a lot of fun because every time you go out in something like that, you know there's a world of shit going on, and they're going to drop you in the middle of it. And man alive, it's bad because you see the helicopters coming in and they're firing at them, and they're firing at you when you're on the ground and everything else. But that's the breaks of the game. Right now I'm kind of looking forward to taking R&R in Australia. They open up Australia 1st of August, and officers will be first in the list, so I'll be able to go here in about 3 months. And I'm definitely going to take advantage of that. Can't imagine 7 days with those beautiful gals. Yes, I imagine I'll be ready for something like that, little entertainment. There's not too much of that over here. These Vietnamese women that we see around here in the countrysides around here are just something to behold. They get old mighty fast, and most of them chew something they call beetle nut. Rottens their teeth out, makes them gumless, stains the corner of their mouths. And most of them are pregnant all the time anyway, running around. They're dirty as hell. A lot of them got sores in their body, and they got diseases out here you can't even imagine. We got some of the men every once in a while, they sneak off. You send out a squad-sized patrol every once in a while, and they'll just shack up in a bill instead of going out on a patrol. So we've got to really stay on them about that. These women around here will do anything for a buck. So we've got to really stay on the troops about that. Otherwise, you don't have too much trouble disciplining them because they're pretty well motivated. Anybody gets motivated when somebody's shooting at your head. All in all, they're pretty well disciplined. As a matter of fact, sometimes I got to tell them, God damn it, you don't salute me. There's just one too many people around here that would like to see somebody get saluted and take a shot at them. Well, I appreciate hearing all the latest scoop and all the latest loves and everything else that's going on around here. Tell Joyce Redwine hello for me and Diana hello for me. They're a couple of real good gals. And I've been writing Kathy and everything. I just wrote her the other night. And anybody else you see around, I know you'll probably all get drunk as hell at my sister's wedding. If you haven't been invited, go anyway. The reception will be afterwards at the Marine Officers Club. I'd advise not going to the wedding. It's going to be a long one. Some kind of goddamn gobbledygook Middle Eastern celebration type thing. So just go to the reception and get drunk as hell. That's what I'd do. Well, I'm just about running out of tape. It'll probably run out any second. I'll just keep talking until it flips over. Maybe I'll get in a few last words. But I can't think of it. Hell, I don't know. Why don't you give Dawn a buzz once in a while, Fiddler's wife, and tell her what I'm doing and everything else, because as of yet I haven't got her address, so I can't write her. Just tell her the war's going on fine, and sun still shines over here, and everything's, looks like it's fairly well squared away. Tell her I'm trying to get in touch with Thatcher. When I can, I will. Well, I guess I'll just cut it off for right now. I know it's running out. Catch you around like a toilet seat.